Okay, are you back? Hi Instagram, Facebook people are good. Okay, so welcome, I'm Stacey Shea, welcome. And this is Yin Restorative Yoga. Okay, so it's very relaxing, which I'm super excited about because I just did like a hour and a half hike today. It was pretty intense, so I need to stretch. Okay, so a couple of things. If you have yoga blocks, please use those if you have them. If you don't, it's okay. Not a big deal. And then additionally, if you have some blankets, so these are yoga blankets. This is, they're like the Mexican cotton blankets. You can use any kind of blanket or beach towel. So I just have a few of them. I'm gonna roll this one up like a Tootsie Roll. Kind of preset it, we'll be using it. Okay, so whatever you have. Try, if you use a blanket or a towel, make sure you fold it nicely, nice and neat. Okay, so today we are going to be opening the heart. So the first pose, and it's just 60 minutes today, so we're gonna go right into the first pose. So we're gonna take one block and we're gonna place it underneath the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. So that pointy part of the shoulder blade, like that pointed part of a slice of New York pizza, right underneath. Okay, horizontally on your spine. And you can just kind of line it up and help yourself back. If you don't have a block, go ahead and use your blanket roll or your towel roll, okay? And then if you have a second block on the high facet, you place it right behind your head, and then you want to kind of situate it and you want to line your back, okay? All right, so from here, it should feel good. You should make sure that the horizontal block underneath the bottom tips of your shoulder blades is not too high because you don't want to smash and congest the shoulder blade area. Okay, so that's important. And then wherever you're comfortable with your head, and if you're doing with a blanket roll or a towel roll, you just place that underneath your chest, like right where the breast is. Okay, and then maybe if it's not so high, you can just place your head down on your yoga mat, okay? So we're just gonna do this chest opener here. We're gonna start with this. So you can close your eyes and then begin to settle in. Tap into your breath. And what you may notice is that when you initially get into any pose, there might be an initial feeling of resistance. Sort of something that's tense, not quite open, it's speaking. My right thoracic is speaking to me right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna breathe into the area. Okay, and then so externally rotate the shoulders, externally rotate the arms, and the elbows, forearms, and the tops of the hands, the backs of the hands are down, and the palms are faced up. And then again, you unhold the legs. So if you're new to Yin Restorative, it's a different style of yoga. It's where you get into the posture and you sort of release and melt into the posture. So instead of like more of the dynamic yoga classes where you get into a posture and then you hold with the muscles, holding yourself up, and you have to either balance or hold a certain position and breathe, and lots of, the muscles are active. This is the opposite of that. We get into the pose, and then we release and allow the body to open into the pose. So take a big inhale right into the heart center, fill up the lungs, pause, and then as you exhale, feel the body melt, the The chest, the ribcage melt into the block. The whole body relaxing. Take another big breath. Inhale right into the heart center. Fill up the lungs. Pause at the top. Retain the air. And then exhale. Completely relax. 2 more like this. Inhale, big breath. Pause. And exhale. Okay, good. Last one, big breath, inhale. Retain the air. And release. Softening your face, relaxing your brain. Opening your heart to hope. Okay, let's count 3 more full breaths for yourself. So long, full breaths. Long, full breaths. Today we're opening up the heart, the chest, the lungs, and the spleen. Heart, chest, lungs, and the spleen. Okay, so from here, we're going to come out, but listen carefully. So you bend your knees, you place your feet on the mat, okay, and then you just sort of scoot the hips over to the left, and you just gently come off of the blocks or the blanket and just pause in the fetal position. You can use your right bicep as a pillow, and we're just going to pause. Breathing. Okay, and from here, you're going to come up onto all fours, and you're going to go into a tabletop position, okay? So again, shoulders stacked over elbows over wrists, hands are shoulder distance, spread your fingers wide, knees under hips. Inhale, belly down, coil the chest up, eyes up, look up, reach up, open the front body. And then exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, your face to your heart. Lower abdomen in, really round your spine. Inhale, belly down. Coil the chest up, eyes up, look up, reach up, open the front body. And then exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. The last one, big breath. Inhale. And exhale. Meeting in neutral spine, we're going to do thoracic circles, big barrel rolls. So lift the spine up, and we're going to trace over to the right, drag the chest down over to the right, over to the left, and we're going to come back up, over to the left, big circle. So you're tracing a big barrel with your torso. So we're just articulating the spine. Let's do 1 more this side. So bigger, better. Opening up, massaging the joints. Okay, meeting in the center. We're going to go the opposite direction. So come up and over to the left, down the left side, over to the right, all the way up to the right. Okay, 2 more big breaths and big circles. Breathing, articulating through the joints, the vertebra. Last one. Okay, and then we're going to meet in the center. Okay, so tuck the toes, and then we're going to hover the knees and the shins 1 inch above the mat. Okay, so long neck, firm the belly, long spine. So tailbone reaches back, heart forward, long neck, holding 3, breathing 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. So press up into a downward facing dog. Okay, so it's an inverted V-shaped position. You want to do a long downward facing dog. So you want to build up feet or hip distance. You want to press your heels down. The heels, you should have a nice long dog so the heels are just grazing the mat. Okay, let's pedal out the feet. Really opening up through the arches. Breathing. Moving the hips. Okay, let's quiet down the dog. Okay, we're not going to be here super long, but let's just open up the spine. So reach the hips, the tailbone way, 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 way back. Okay. Root the centers of the heels down. Think of outer ankles firming in, outer thighs firming in, and you spin the inner heel out. Drive the inner thighs way up and back. So the legs are working hard to create more space in between the vertebrae. The legs are doing most of the work. 75-80% of the work, okay? And then, let's talk about the hands. Spread your fingers wide, press the palms down. Firm the triceps into the midline, and then press your chest to your thighs, so length and long. Let's hold this for 2 more full breaths. So how much more space can you create using the downward facing dog? 1 more breath here. Come up high on the toes, bend the knees and bring the knees down to the mat. Toes touch, hips back, child's pose. So you can do the knees open or closed. So the difference between, so if you have the knees open, you're sort of spilling the chest down more onto the mat. But it's a little bit more stress on the lumbar, the low back. So if you bring the knees together, okay, a little more support for the lower back. So you can choose. You have to make this class work for you. Let's hold this for 3 more full breaths. Actually, no, we're going to hold it longer. But keep breathing. You can close your eyes. So at the poses today, we are addressing the heart and the lung meridians. So decongesting the front body. Most of the time we're hunching forward in one fashion or another. Whether that be caring for a child or cooking or working at the desk, on the phone, computer. Most things are forward. Hairdressers, oh yeah. It's tough, lots of forward stuff. Okay, let's hold this here for 3 more full breaths. So reach your hips or tailbone back. Relax the face. Okay, from here, listen carefully. We're going to go, so come up, so keep your knees down. We're going to come up to all fours. We're going into a melting heart position. So what that looks like, you want to keep the hips over the knees, the thigh bone, the femur bone perpendicular to the mat, okay? So the arms are going to stretch forward, and you're going to drop the elbows down, the forearms down, and the hands down, and they're shoulder distance apart. Okay, so we're going to melt the heart. All right? And then, okay, so for most of us, if you need to bring a block under your forehead, you can, as an option, to bring the floor closer. Most of us are going to have the forehead down, but if you're more open and your neck is more open, you can bring your chin down. Okay. Or you can start with your forehead down and then go to your chin. Okay, and as an option, if you'd like, you can tuck your toes and just get like a little bit of a toe stretch while you're here. Or not, you can just have your shins down and the feet flat if that's more comfortable for you. And we're breathing. You can close your eyes. Taking long, slow, smooth inhales through the nose. And long, slow, smooth exhalations out of the nose. So really bringing that oxygen and your awareness to the shoulders, the chest, and the front body. So the yin poses are typically held for anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes, depending. Today we're probably going to do mostly 3 to 5 minutes. Notice if there's any areas of the body that are speaking to you. Anything tight, anything congested. And just breathe a little bit more oxygen and love to those areas. Whenever I practice a yin class later in the day, I always have a really good night's sleep. Okay, so you can either stay here, or if you'd like to try something additional, you could bring your palms together and then you could bend the elbows and then you just gently bring the palms up. So we're still in the melting heart. We're just adding a little bit more challenge to the shoulders. If you like, no worries if you want to stay where you were. Okay, just if you'd like to add something additional. So your palms are together and then maybe you bring your thumbs to the back of your neck, if it's available. But don't push anything. And as we stay and we hold and we breathe, the body, the muscles, the fascia open up. Let's stay here for 3 more full breaths. And slowly, as you're ready, if your elbows are bent, you can re-straighten those. Place your palms down, out, untuck your toes. Now we're going to slowly come up, ever so slowly. Okay, so let's go back to tabletop, all fours. Let's do a couple cat-cows. Inhale, belly down, coil the chest up, eyes up, look up, and exhale. Tuck your chin to your chest, your face to your heart, lower abdomen in, round the spine. 2 more, inhale. Cow pose, exhale. The last one, big breath, inhale. Exhale. Okay, so now if you have 2 blocks, please get those. Actually just need 1 block. Okay, and I'm going to actually show you though with and without the block. So say if you only have a blanket or a towel roll. So I'll do it with that first. So you want, basically what it is, it's easier with the block, but basically you want the block to go under, right under your armpit. Kind of like in line with your chest is what it is. So I usually figure that out and then I come down. Okay, and if you're using a blanket, you can just kind of, it works, I think it's kind of easier with the block. Well, it's fine with the blanket as well. But I prefer the block. I'm going to do it with the block, but you have some options. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to figure out, there's like a sweet spot. Not right at the armpit, but kind of like a little bit below. Right on the side of the rib cage, the chest. Okay, so you're going to figure out that spot. And then on your bottom elbow, and it doesn't matter what side you do, we're going to do both sides. So on the bottom elbow, you can just support your head with your hand. Okay. And then you could take your knees together. You could place the top hand down or on the hip. So this is a subscapular release. Now I want to stay here for, let's do an honest 5 minutes for each side. This is very, very, very therapeutic. So make sure you take some time to figure out that sweet spot so you can have most benefit for you. Okay, and then once you figure that out, we're going to close the eyes. And slow the breath. Smooth the breath. This is not really a popular yoga pose that many people do. So I really like to treat it with lots of respect and love and care while we have the opportunity here to do this pose, to take that time to really get into that subscapula. So taking long, slow, smooth inhalations through the nose. and long, slow, smooth exhalations out of the nose. Breathing into any area of tightness or resistance. Savoring the time and the space to address this area. Noticing what has changed in the last few minutes being here. Is it a little bit more bearable? Was it hurting at the beginning? Do you feel an opening, a release? I have to give a shout out to my Yin teacher, Joe Barnett. He's American, but I studied with him in Brisbane, Australia, with my dear friend Jude's Yang. We had a nice training together. It was beautiful. Actually, all the wonderful teachers, every teacher training, but every class, every single teacher, every class that I've ever taken, thousands of classes, studying, learning always. New teachers, experienced teachers, different countries, cities, different styles. Let's hold this for 3 more full breaths. Okay, and then as you're ready, take your top hand, you place it in front of you, and just gently help yourself up. Okay, and we're gonna just switch on over to the other side. So bring your props with you. Just gonna flip around the other way. Again, you take the block, you wanna line it up with that sweet spot next to your chest. I'm doing the left side. Okay, and take the time to get into that right spot. And then that bottom elbow is bent, and then you can support your head. And here we are. Okay. You can have your top arm on your hip or in front of you, whatever's easier, whatever's nice. You know, it'd also be nice is if you'd like to take a blanket in between your knees. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Whew. That's a holiday for the hips. So we're going to be here for about 5 minutes. Okay, so just breathe. You can close your eyes. That sweet spot right underneath the armpit area, just next to the chest, the breast area. So, speaking of the blanket in between the knees, or pillow, really, really, really great to sleep with a pillow in between your knees, because you just offer that support to your hips all night when you're sleeping. Try it. If you've never done it, try it. It doesn't seem like much, but just that little bit of your knees falling together, and just does that little pull on the hips. And this just feels so nice, that nice support. Taking long, slow, smooth inhalations through the nose, and long, slow, smooth exhalations out of the nose. Subscapula release. So congestion and tightness in the body generally represents an emotional cyst. Stored up, pent up emotion going always to that part of the body. So much of it that it becomes a cyst, and then there becomes a blockage, a tightness. So keeping your breath smooth and calm. Your face soft and relaxed. The brain soft and gentle. Noticing what has opened up for you since we first got into this pose on this side. Hold this for 3 more full breaths. And then as you're ready, if you have a blanket in between your knees, take that out. Move it over to the side. And then take your top hand and place it in front of your chest and gently help yourself up. Okay, and then we're going to meet in all fours and do some more cat-cows to release. Okay, we're going to inhale, belly down. Open the front body, chest up, eyes up, look up, and then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more after this. Inhale. Exhale. And here we go. Okay, next. So if you have sensitive elbows, we can add a blanket. You can put a blanket just to support your elbows. Not necessary, but I'll just show you with it. Okay, so we're going to go onto the belly. All right, so we're going into Sphinx pose. So shoulders stacked over elbows, perpendicular. And then the hands and the elbows and the forearms are shoulder distance apart. Okay, and then the legs are long, the buttocks are soft. And the leg, you're going to unhold the legs. Okay, so relax the lower half of the body, and we're going to resist the forearms toward your hips, and we're going to pull the heart forward and drop the shoulders down. Sphinx pose. So it's a nice, yummy stretch in the front of the torso. So think elbows in, shoulders down and back, heart forward. You can close your eyes if you like. Taking long, slow, smooth inhalations through the nose. And long, slow, smooth exhalations out of the nose. So the key to a successful Yin restorative class is to make an agreement with yourself that you're going to stay and hold. So if you're used to moving around a lot, if you're a dancer or you like to go fast, you move quickly. This is very challenging. Very challenging. But you just resolve yourself to the space that you're holding the pose. Let's hold this for 2 more full breaths. Okay, now slowly as you're ready, we're going to just come down. We're going into half frog. So what that looks like, I'll explain it. So we're going to do the right. So that your right leg, you bend your right knee, and you bring your femur bone, the thigh bone, perpendicular to your hip. And then the knee is bent at a 90. So the inner thigh and the inner knee of the right leg is like flat, the best you can, onto your yoga mat or the floor. Okay, and then the inner calf, your inside of your right calf and the inside of the right ankle and the inside of the right foot are also flat. Okay, and then once you have that, you can bring your arms out to cactus, goalposts, and then you spin your head and you look over to the right and you place your left ear, your left cheek down. Half frog. And also, if you have like bony knees, it might be nice to have a blanket under your knee. Closing the eyes. And smoothing out your breath. Let's take 3 more full breaths here. And then as you're ready, we're going to gently re-straighten the right leg to meet the left. We're going to bring the chin down. Okay, and then we're going to bring the hands under the shoulders and push up. So we're going into another Sphinx pose, which we just did. Or if you want to try seal, you open the legs wider, so as wide as the yoga mat. And then for seal, you bring the hands wider as well, and slight external rotation of the palms. So you're spinning an external rotation from the shoulder socket. So triceps spinning underneath and biceps forward. Okay, so again, you want to unhold the legs and the buttocks. So soften the buttocks, the legs, no tension, no clenching. The buttocks often want to clench, so don't do that. Okay, and we're going to press the hands down and pull the heart forward. So the thing is, with seal, if you're doing seal, you don't want to crunch the lumbar. So I like to have my hands like a little bit further forward, away from my hips and my pelvis, so that I'm doing a big front body opening, but a long front body opening, not like a crunching of the lumbar. So just think of opening the front body, but also creating more space in the lower back as well. And then if this is bothering you, you're welcome to go back into Sphinx. So you choose. Close your eyes here and go back to the breath. Taking long, slow, smooth inhalations through the nose. And long, slow, smooth exhalations out of the nose. Let's stay here just for 3 more full breaths, wherever you are. Okay, from here we're going to gently come down, and then we're going to take the half frog to the other side. So with half frog the other side, we're going to keep the right leg straight. We're going to bend the left knee open. Okay, so the femur bone is out perpendicular from the hip. You bend the left knee. So think of The knee's not super bent, it's a 90 degree. So 90 degree and 90 degree, the best you can. So the inner left thigh and the inner left knee, the inner left calf, the inner left ankle, and the inner left foot are down on the floor of the mat. And then you take your arms open, cactus, goalposts, and you look over to your left with your right ear on the mat or blanket. And you can close your eyes and settle in. And while we're here, I invite you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for today, right now. Let's hold this for 3 more full breaths. Okay, and as you're ready to come out, we're going to re-straighten the left leg to meet the right. We're going to bring the chin down and then center, and then bring your hands close to your chest. And we're going to come on up. Okay, get your props out of the way. And we're going to press on up into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet if you'd like. Okay, everybody come up high on your toes. Super high on the toes. Bend your knees a lot and lift your hips and your tailbone way, 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 way up and back. Keep the hips high and re-straighten the legs. Press the heels down. Firm the thighs back behind you. Reach your tailbone long. One more breath here. Then we're going to bend the knees and come back down onto the mat. Okay, we're going to flip around and go onto our backs. Okay? From here, we're going to bend the knees. And you can take your hands and place them on the tops of your lower knee. And let's just kind of massage. Little half circle massages. Massaging the sacrum. Feels so good, the hips. Okay. All right, from here, lift your legs up, your arms up. Circle your ankles around and your wrists and your fingers. Let's take it the opposite direction. So good to have the hands and the legs the arms and the legs up. So that way, because the blood, the extremities are always down. So it's like giving a chance for the hands and the feet to lighten up, the arms and the legs. All the blood rushing back down to the heart. Okay, so from here we're doing a recline twist. You have some options. Let's go ahead and just do eagle twist. Okay, so you're going to cross your left leg over your right. You bring your arms out to the sides. Oh, you could bring a block if you like or a blanket over to your right side. Okay, and then we're going to bring both knees over to the right. And you could rest your knees on a block or a blanket. Okay, then you adjust and then try to get both shoulders down. Like you want to firm that left shoulder down. Sometimes I like to take my right hand and I kind of like I firm my left chest down. I do a self adjustment to kind of encourage that left shoulder to come down. And then if you like, you could look over to your left arm, your left hand, and you're breathing. You can close your eyes here. You can also take your right hand and place it on your outer left leg. So you just kind of, figure out what works for you, what's nice, what feels good. So always keeping in mind that you're relaxing the body into the pose. Unholding, releasing. Breathing into any areas of tightness, resistance. Two more breaths on this side. And to come out, we gently, slowly, always be gentle when you come out. We're going to just come back through center. Okay. Oh, and then we're going to lift arms up, legs up. If you want to bring your block or your blanket over to the other side, do that. Okay, we're going to take the other side. So now we're going to cross the right knee over the left. And we're going to bring both legs over to the left side. And then if you'd like to drop your knees on a block or blanket, you can do that. Okay, and then you want to readjust your shoulders. And then the body is not always even, or mostly it's never even. One side is different than the other. So don't be surprised if one side is tighter. Okay, so your right arm is out to the side. You can look over your right shoulder and you can take your left hand and place it on your outer right leg or to your right chest to encourage the shoulder to come down. Keep breathing. So 3 things that you're grateful for today. What happened today that you're grateful for? Specific to today. Think of 3 things. I'm grateful for the beautiful nature available to me, very, very close to where I live. Beautiful hike today. I am grateful for having the grocery store, very nice people at Trader Joe's, offering a beautiful experience with a smile. Customers and employees being very loving and sweet and just caring, gentle, not so pushy. And I'm also super grateful to be here right now with you practicing this. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Okay, and then as you're ready, we're going to gently come out. Take it slow. Okay, legs up, arms up. Now we're going to go into Shavasana. Just going to take a Shavasana. So take the time. You can get a blanket roll, place it under your knees. I like to do that. I like to also place a blanket under my head and 2 blocks under my heels so my feet are supported and my legs are supported. If you have another blanket, you can place that across your hips. Okay. So just take time to get into your yummy Shavasana and organize the body. Then I like to I take my elbows and I prop my chest up so I can externally rotate the shoulders. So I lift the chest up and that way my shoulders are open, arms down, close your eyes. And breathe. If you'd like to take a longer Shavasana today, please do so. You come out when you're ready. But I'm going to bring us out of the Shavasana for time's sake, for those who want to stick with the 60 minutes. So, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms over your head, stretch your legs long. Reach, stretch, and lengthen. Keeping your eyes closed, gently bend your knees and roll over to the right side in the fetal position and pause. Keeping your eyes closed, gently push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Any seat is fine. Take a moment to silently thank yourselves for taking this time to heal your mind, your body, and your spirit, to be humble and grateful toward the effort that you make in your yoga practice, which is in turn an effort to live a better quality of life for yourself and for those around you. Please bring your hands into prayer in front of your heart. Lift your chest, your sternum high. Bow your head. Have a beautiful evening. Go in peace. Namaste.